When you think of the global race to build electric cars, your mind probably jumps to Silicon Valley or maybe Shanghai. You picture billion-dollar gigafactories and shiny sedans gliding down six-lane superhighways. But what if I told you that one of the most talked about new names in the EV game is coming from a place you'd never expect? Deep in West Africa, a story recently exploded online that grabbed the attention of people across the continent and the world. It's the story of a brand that isn't just building cars, it's supposedly building a new future for an entire nation. This is the story of the Itowa, the incredible claim that it's about to overhaul Burkina Faso's economy. It's a narrative of innovation, pride, and radical self-reliance. But in a world of viral hype, we had to ask, how much of this amazing story is actually true? The story of Itowa, as it's been told online, is nothing short of a fairy tale for the modern age. In early 2025, articles started popping up painting a picture of a massive breakthrough in Burkina Faso. The headlines were bold. The nation had just launched its first ever 100% indigenous electric vehicle. This wasn't some foreign company setting up a local shop. This was a homegrown venture designed and built by Burkinabe engineers. The company Itowa was hailed as a symbol of a new era, and the reports came with jaw-dropping details. The cars, with names like Native and Sahel, were said to have a fantastic range of 330 kilometers. Even wilder was the claim they could get a full charge in just 30 minutes. Some models were even said to have built-in solar panels, a genius move for a sun-drenched nation in the Sahel. Production was supposedly happening at a cutting-edge factory in Ouaga 2000, a modern district in the capital, Ouagadougou. The vision was powerful. As one report quoted the company, innovation is not preserve of great powers, but it can also germinate, grow, and radiate from the heart of the Sahel in Africa. The story wasn't just about a car. It was about flipping an entire economy on its head. For decades, Burkina Faso's economy has depended heavily on agriculture and gold mining. These sectors are at the mercy of climate change and shifting global prices. The country also spends a fortune importing used cars from Europe and Asia. The project promised thousands of jobs in manufacturing, engineering, and renewable energy. It would launch a new high-tech industrial sector, diversifying the economy. By building cars at home, the nation could save its foreign currency and slash its dependence on imported gas. This was framed as more than just a business. It was a national movement. The story was perfect, it was inspiring, and it went viral. It's an incredible story, a tale of underdog innovation and a nation seizing its own destiny. A story so good, it almost feels like it has to be true. And that's what made us ask, is it? When a story is this powerful, it's our job to dig a little deeper. We started searching for the basics: the company, the websites, official business registrations, satellite images of this supposed state-of-the-art factory, and any independent reviews from journalists on the ground. And this is where the inspiring narrative hits a massive roadblock. Despite all the articles from early and mid-2025, they all seem to reference each other in a closed loop. There's a serious lack of verifiable independent proof that Itowa is a mass production car company operating in Burkina Faso. Our search for a corporate website, public records, or underground reports of a factory or cars being sold came up completely empty. Some online discussions have pointed out that the vehicles pictured in the articles are identical to Chinese models like the Dongfeng Nanobox, suggesting they are simply rebranded. So what are we really looking at? Is it a fiction, a misunderstanding, or maybe is it a dream, an ambition announced with huge fanfare that hasn't quite gotten off the ground yet? The line is blurry, but the lack of concrete evidence suggests that the story of the Itowa as a fully fledged economy transforming giant is for now more of a powerful idea than a commercial reality. But why did everyone wanted to believe? This is where the story really gets interesting, because the question isn't just, is it real? It's, why do so many people want it to be real so badly? The fact that the Itowa story spread like wildfire tells you something huge about the hopes and dreams of a continent. This didn't happen in a vacuum. It resonated because it speaks to a very real and urgent need for the exact kind of change it describes. But let's look at the real Burkina Faso. It's a country with immense resilience and potential, but it faces serious challenges. It's a top producer of gold and cotton, but this reliance makes its economy vulnerable. The dream of industrialization, of going from just exporting raw materials to creating high-value products, is a core ambition for many African nations. On top of that, the streets of Ouagadougou, like many African cities, are full of imported second-hand cars. This drains foreign currency, makes repairs a nightmare, and adds to pollution. The idea of swapping this fleet for locally made clean energy cars isn't just a nice thought, it's a smart economic and environmental plan. The story of the Eye Tower, whether real or not, became a symbol. It's a placeholder for a future that many people are actively trying to build. It represents a rejection of the old story of Africa as just a consumer of foreign tech, and an embrace of a new one where the continent is an innovation leader. It's a story about taking control of your own technological destiny. The excitement proves there's a huge appetite for African-led success stories, especially in the future-focused industry like electric vehicles. The African EV market is projected to be a multi-billion-dollar industry. So if a company like the Eye Tower were to actually get off the ground in Burkina Faso, what would the real road ahead look like? The challenges are real as the opportunities. First, there's the infrastructure. You can't have widespread EV adoption without a reliable charging network. While solar-powered cars are a brilliant idea for the Sahel, mass adoption will still need huge investment in public charging stations, grid upgrades, and trained technicians. Second is the supply chain. The heart of an EV is the battery, and the key ingredients in most batteries is lithium. Burkina Faso doesn't currently produce lithium commercially, so a local car maker would still depend on a pricey and complicated global supply chain for its most vital part. This is a hurdle innovators across Africa are tackling, with some exploring alternatives like the iron-air batteries used by companies like the Mobius Motors in Kenya. Third, there is scale and competition. The car industry is brutally competitive. A new player would be going up against global giants who are already eyeing the African market. To succeed, a local brand would need massive government support, steady investment, and a product that's not just well made, but also perfectly tailored to local roads and budgets. However, the opportunities are just as big. Real companies are already showing a path forward. Ampersand is making waves with its electric motorcycles and battery swapping station in Rwanda and Kenya. Sego is successfully rolling out electric buses in Kenya, targeting public transport with a smart pay-as-you-drive model. This focused ecosystem-first approach might just be the blueprint for success. In the end, the story of the Eye Tower isn't a simple case of fact versus fiction. The hard evidence of a car company transforming an economy might be missing, but the powers of the idea is undeniable. It sparked a global conversation and shined a light on the deep desire for economic self-sufficiency and tech leadership in Burkina Faso and across Africa. Perhaps Eye Tower is a vision that got announced before it was ready, or perhaps it's proof that sometimes a story becomes a force in its own right, a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy that inspires the very people needed to turn a dream into reality. Whether or not you'll be able to drive an Eye Tower tomorrow, the phenomenon has already proven one thing. The world is ready and waiting for the next great innovations to come from the heart of Africa. The dream of a homegrown vehicle driving on local roads, powered by the African sun and built by African hands, is more alive than ever. And that, in itself, is a story worth telling. And what other African innovations should we be watching? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe in the power of these stories, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas shaping our world. Thank you for joining.